Administration Bill to 200 set Texas Avenue, Suite 106. First item on the agenda is invocation of pledge of allegiance to the U.S. Texas flag. Official Catalina allegiance.
Our Heavenly Father, we pause mindful of the many blessings you have bestowed upon us. We ask that you be with us this day, that we make these changes and everything that has to do with Brazos County. Please make us wise in our choices and decisions. And dear Lord, please be with our first responders and all of our military personnel around the world. And as we get close to Memorial Day, we'll reflect on all of our military personnel that's active duty and retired that made it possible for us to be in the safe world that we are today. In our Heavenly Father's name we pray.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honoring the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Commissioner. Second item on the agenda is call for citizens' input and/or concerns. Here, yes, ma'am.
I'm here today to thank Commissioner Aldridge for working with the Ranch and Greensboro Reserve developers to have the construction trucks directed to Finch and Arrington to access Arrington Road. As he knows, Barnstable Harbor, Sandpiper Cove, and Misty Lane have been experiencing semi-truck traffic. This is because the semis and other vehicles arriving at the road closed sign for Arrington Road near Harper's Ferry entrance. These semis then turn right to go down Barnstable Harbor to Sandpiper Cove to Misty Lane to Highway 6. I'm certain none of these drivers wanted to tour Nantucket any more than we want them touring our neighborhood. Commissioner Aldridge also directed the engineering company working for Arrington Road to get GPS updated. So for those two things, I thank him. It appears to me that signage at Nantucket entrance, Misty Lane, and Nantucket Drive is still needed, and that Road and Bridge are refusing to put up signs. Just this weekend, we had a car carrier truck with trailer and a truck with horse trailer, which circled Sandpiper Cove twice, attempting to get to Arrington Road via Nantucket Drive and Harper's Ferry, and ending up on Sandpiper Cove. Karen Weir lives on the corner of Sandpiper Cove and Harper's Ferry, and has experienced people stopping and asking how to get to Indian Lakes and Arrington Road since the road closed sign appeared. I'm here to request the Commissioner Court direct the Road and Bridge Department to put up signs that would warn drivers that there is no access to Arrington Road at our Misty Lane and Nantucket Drive entrance. It's a very simple request and could make a real difference in the number of frustrated drivers on our neighborhood streets. After speaking with Commissioner Aldridge late yesterday, it's my understanding that the signage is being discussed between Bruce Herod and the Road and Bridge Department to resolve our concern. We started this conversation back on May 7th, so I'm here to request a date for when the appropriate signs will be installed at Misty Lane and Nantucket Drive entrances. I'm including the email string of the conversation we had with Commissioner Aldridge and Road and Bridge for the record, and also next door neighbor comments received on the same subjects. I look forward to hearing from the court as to when those signs will be available.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wood. Any other citizen input and/or concerns? Hearing none, we will move to number 3 is presentation and/or discussions. A is recognition of the Brazos County Employee Walk Across Texas competition by Sarah Mendez. Sarah, there you are.
Good Good morning. So Brazos County had the Walk Across Texas program. It was February 9th through April 5th. And this year we had 5 Brazos County employee teams that participated. They walked over 7,300 miles. But the winning team this year of the infamous Golden Shoe is the Tater Trots. They walked 1,790 miles, and that was with Judge Hill's office, led by Karen Giles. So if y'all want to come on up and receive your awards.
Will you take a picture? Have a picture, photo op here? Okay. All right. Yes, I'm Rick Hill. I'm one of the members of the team. All right. We have clerks from the constable's office. We had Deputy Kimberly Jones. She is not. Oh, take that. Okay. Deputy Kimberly Jones, who is not here today. Also, Angie Regman, from clerk from the constable's office, and then from my office, Barbie Lewis, Irma Cancino, Irene Runyon, Daisha Hobson, and then here's Angie. But our team captain and the one who is on our behinds constantly, have you turned your miles in? All right, and that would be our team captain, Karen Giles. All right, so thank you. Barbara, do we want to flip your? That's okay. Let's keep Karen in the middle here.
Commissioners, you want to stand, please?
We want to stand up. Sure, stand up.
Oh, we're leaving because we gotta go back home. We have magistrates.
You're walking back, correct?
1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Have a good walk back. Okay, thank y'all. B is the results of the 2019 Chamber Day. Lynn Brewer, come on up.
Thank you, Judge. I got a lot of numbers and they're very small, so I'll let you take those back and look at them, and I'll try to be brief on my presentation. But first of all, March 28th was Chamber Day this year. We had it at the Brazos Center. We had a record 225 volunteers to show up for Chamber Day. If you think about 225 people giving up either part of their morning or afternoon or all day to show up and be willing to walk out, canvass our community. They're each given maps of different areas. Their teams, usually paired with a first responder, will walk in, and basically they'll walk down that map and knock on every door of every business, walk in there, and what they do is they tell them, thank you for being in business in our county. Thank you for what you do, the capital that you put out, the jobs that you hire, the taxes that you pay. We appreciate that. It's important to know that when you go into it, we went to this year 1,348 businesses. That's a new record. When you walk in the door, as we tell people, you don't know who you're going to talk to. You could talk to a young A&M or Blend student that it's their first day on the job, or you can talk to someone that them and their spouse have been running that business for 50 years and they've been there every day. You don't know, but when you talk to 1,358 different people, and you take the results of our little survey, you get a pretty good idea of what business people are thinking in Bryan College Station, because you've really had a wide survey of people. When you look at the numbers, it's kind of interesting to look at. When you look at 17, 18, and 19, it shows we had 1,000 responses in 17, 912 in 18, and 943 in 19. And that's important to know that the last 2 years we actually had an option on the survey for not participating. In other words, in 2017, they told you to take the survey whether you wanted to or not, and they just put the numbers down there. So we had 1,000 responses. The last 2 years, people chose either to participate or not to participate. 943 responses this year out of 1,348. It's a little disappointing that about 400 people decided not to take the survey. And we're going to encourage them next year to tell people, just tell us what you think. It's a painless operation. It's real easy to opt out, but we're going to encourage them to participate more so that we have better numbers to give to you guys. Another thing that I was told, we really appreciate the Brazos Center being given to our operations. A lot of us told us that's why our numbers were so high. It's so easy to have people congregate there at the morning, spread out throughout the community, come back at lunch, and then go out in the afternoon. I really appreciate I guess Steve Aldrich was there, Commissioner Aldrich, Commissioner Cawley are always there to help us out. Commissioner Berry is there a lot of times. I forget who has been there this year, but the proclamation was read. Everyone really appreciates that, and we appreciate the county's involvement. So, to the numbers. One of the first questions we ask is, and probably the most important one, just what do you expect the local economy to do in the coming year? And like you say, when you go to 1,348 people and you get 950 basically responses, you get a pretty good idea of what people think. If you look compared to 18 to 19, the people that expect our local economy to increase went down very slightly, 82% to 79.8, almost insignificant, that people are still expecting our economy to increase in the coming year. If you go down and break that into individual numbers, the all-important retail section, you can see we actually had a lot more retail visits this year than last year, 192 to 268. And we also had an increase in our retail respondents that expect the economy to get better, 73% up to 76%. One thing that I would note on our social and human services, last year we had about 23% in that area expected the economy to stay the same and not increase, and this year almost only 6% expects that. So there's been a pretty good increase all around on people that expect the economy to get better. If you turn the page, compared to the last 12 months, also important, how have sales changed? You can see that on 2019, 54% of our respondents told us that sales had increased in the past year, 13% decrease, and about 25% stayed the same. Again, it's a slightly smaller increase than last year. Slightly larger increase, stay the same was about the same. So it's not statistically relevant, but it's a pretty good year-to-year comparison. If you look at our retail, which of course is very important for our tax base, that actually went up. 51% said they had an increase in sales in our retail over 49 last year. And also another thing that was important with so many new restaurants in town, basically the people that responded to our restaurants, as far as a decrease, they stayed the same. The increase was down a little bit, but the stay the same was the same, and they went up a little bit. The decrease is the one where it stayed the same. So basically the restaurants are holding their own while the retail actually did improve in the past year. Also, I might mention, if you look down to tourism, probably last year our biggest decrease in year over year was in tourism hotels. As you might expect with all the new hotels, when they're talking to individual ones, 25% had a decrease last year. That's up to 27 this year. Basically a small increase in the number of hotels that are showing decreased sales. But overall, we had increased sales for the year. The next page, one of my favorites, how would you rate the overall quality of life in our community? And once again, that is holding very, very strong. In 2017, the people that thought it was excellent and good was 93.3%. In 2018, it was 92.9%. This year, we dropped slightly to 90.14. So over 90% of the people we responded to us thought that life in our community was excellent or good. Completely, it's not on the survey, but I know at our Chamber Transportation Committee, we're busting at the seams. So I would assume that possibly a little bit of our challenges in transportation might have had responsible for a couple percentage drops. But when you got 90% of the people saying that it's an excellent or good place to live, I think we're doing pretty well. I noticed that 8% said that we're average. And I was looking at that and I'm wondering who thinks we're average. It's probably people that grew up here and don't know any better and just assume this is the way it's always been, so we're an average community. But I think most of that have been around agree with the 90%. All right, next one, another important question. Do you expect your number of employees to change next year? For the third year in a row, our respondents reported they expected the number of employees to increase from 45.4 in 17 to 47.8 in 18, up to 48% in 19. So when people are expecting to hire, they must be expecting good things. If you look down into the important retail selection, it's kind of interesting. The number of businesses of the 268 that responded that expected to increase went up slightly from 39 to 41, and the numbers that expected to decrease went up slightly from 3.6 to 4.1. It came out of the stay the same category, but the increase from 39 to 41 is good. If you look up and down in the different areas, almost everyone is expecting an increase or stay the same at the very least. There's not a lot of people that are looking for decreases in their employees and the number that they are going to hire, which leads us into the next question. How would you rate the quality applicants in our area for your type of business? And sometimes that gets a little confusing because it can mean they think doesn't mean that the type of people that showed up and turned in their applications, or is it for us to go out and look in the community and find the type of person we're meeting? And so we said it's just a little bit of both. I mean, just what do you think of the quality of applicants that you have for your business? And we actually have a little increase in that overall from 39% in 2018 to 43.9% in 2019. And I would hope that possibly some of those numbers are for a lot of the efforts that we've put in job training in the past year or two, because that number continues to go up. If you look down on individual, I know that under information technologies or computers, when I saw that to 22% rate the applicants poor, which seems like a high number, although it's down 8% from last year. So maybe we're doing a little bit better job at getting those particular people trained for information and technology jobs. Some of the other ones are all looking good. In retail, basically good or average is about the same as last year. Actually, the good number is up a little bit, so people feel like they're able to get a quality workforce. Completing the package is just some graphs on some of the numbers that we talked about. One thing I would mention, we ask if you're a chamber member. It's not a sale. We're just thanking people, but we were really happy to see that over a third of the people that we surveyed were already chamber members. 25% did not know. That could have been some of the people that we walked in the door who we were talking to, so there's probably a few more there. But we appreciate their investment in the chamber. We really appreciate the county's investment in our community and what it does for business. And I don't want to leave without also mentioning that we just got back from Washington, D.C. I very much appreciate Commissioner Cawley coming with us. When we go to Washington and we give the wants and needs of our business community, we take them up there. We're told again and again the fact that we take a delegation that is made up of Bryan, College Station, Brazos County, Texas A&M, Glenn, and many, many business leaders. It's a united message that I think carries more weight than individuals that just show up on their own. And so I appreciate that you guys work with us and take an interest in helping the business community in Brazos County. And that's my presentation. I'd answer any questions.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Great job, Glenn.
Thank you.
Y'all always do. Thank you. Okay, we'll consider and take action on agenda items 4 through 19. Number 4 is resolution 19-018, approving Brazos County's authorized list of broker dealers.
Move approval.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 5 is acceptance of donated property to the Information Technology Department consisting of 73 new Sierra wireless modems with built-in antennas valued at $1,264 each from FirstNet.
Move approval. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Sure.
Judge, if you would, grant me a
Sure.
privilege of bragging about Brazos County. first of all, I want to thank the court and IT for the support that we've gotten on developing the First Step program. I think this donation certainly points to the fact that we have a great deal of support within the FirstNet organization in itself. We are and have been the only agency across the country that is fully operational on FirstNet. And these new modems will give us direct connection with band class 14, which is the dedicated public safety network, which AT&T and FirstNet are building out across the country. So this is another step in the direction of the future of communications in law enforcement. And this LTE project and these modems certainly demonstrate the fact that they're being donated to us at that cost. It certainly demonstrates the confidence that they have that we're going to continue to help build out this system. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. And I'm glad you got on board early and, pushed it, and the court was happy to be involved to help with some of it. But I don't think this is the first time we've gotten some donated from FirstNet. So great job. Thank you. Number 6, let's see, we need, okay. We've already had the motion in a second.
Yes.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 6 is approval of wire transfer of $3,028,493.84 to Texas Health and Human Services Commission, HHSC, for the Uniform Hospital Rate Increase Program, URIP, implemented by the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services for qualified hospitals.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 7 is approval of the following job descriptions.
Move approval A through E. Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve A through E. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 8 is approval of the amendment number 1 to contract 19-073 asphalt oils and emulsions with Ergon Asphalts and Emulsions and Martin Asphalt to correct the date of the term of contract.
Move approval. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 9 is renewal of contract 19-136R for medical and health services for Brazos County Jail, Brazos County Juvenile Detention Center, and Brazos County Employee Medical Clinic with my doc, Dr. Joel Richards.
Move approval.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 10 is approval of service contract 19-123 for U.S. Corrections LLC for prisoner transport services.
Move approval. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 11 is approval of the following contracts with LexisNexis.
Move approval A through C.
Motion made and seconded to approve A through C. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 12 is approval of service contract CIP 19-621 window and wall panel repairs for various Brazos County office buildings with Garland DBS in the amount of $55,415.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 13 is approval of an interlocal agreement between Brazos County and Texas Department of Information Resources, DIR, for the use of DIR Shared Services Master Service Agreement for managed security services.
Move approval. Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 14 is approval of quit claim deed for .0191 of 1 acre for a public utility easement for .0048 of 1 acre to College Station on Reuter Road. Instruments will clear up surveying discrepancies. Sites located in precinct 1.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 15 is approval of Bryan, Texas utility permit to construct a road bore for electric line crossing under Fostoff Road, 2,330 feet northeast of FM 2038. Crossing is being installed to accommodate the road improvements up to Fostoff Road. Sites located in precinct 2.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 16 is tax refund application for the following. Linda Grimes, overpayment of $413.99.
Move approval.
Second. Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 17 is budget amendments. Budget amendments FY 18/19, 34.1 through 34.4.
Move approval.
Motion made, seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 18 is personnel change status.
Move approval.
Motion made and seconded, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 19 is payment of claims. Claim to be paid by Brazos County, claim number 8015177 through claim number 8015324.
Move approval.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries. Number 20 is juvenile director's report on detention population. Linda.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. We have 37 youth in detention. We have 30 males, 7 females, and we have 30 youth on electronic monitoring. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 21, sheriff's report on inmate population. Sheriff.
Judge, Commissioners, we have 659 in jail today. 550 are male, 109, I guess that is, can't read my writing, female. 49 with ankle monitors and 17 pending.
Okay. Thank you, Sheriff. Number 22 is announcement of interest items and possible future agenda topics. Hearing none, we'll go to number 23, call for citizens' input and/or concerns. Hearing none, we'll adjourn. Thank y'all.